Hi, my name is Naomi Holtring. I'm a Managing Partner of interMEDIATE Dispute Management.
Hi, I'm Jean-Marcel. I'm Co-Director and Principal Mediator of interMEDIATE Dispute Management.
Today we're going to talk to you about the importance of workplace mediation. Jean-Marcel, would you like to tell the audience why it's important to have mediation in the workplace when there is a dispute?
Sure. Not all disputes are easily resolved, and certainly not all managers have that training. And managers sometimes avoid conflict as well. And so while all that is left to go on, it sometimes gets worse and festers, and it usually does not go away. So mediation's a third-party intervention where we're independent, we're impartial, we're unbiased, and it's an opportunity for those in dispute to be able to talk about their issues and develop options that they can agree on, and thus get back to work.
It's really important that people trust the mediator or mediators, and because we come from the outside, we don't have any bias, we don't know the parties, we don't have any reason to be for or against either party, and that helps them to really trust the process, and that's one of the reasons why it works. So the independence is very important. It's also really important to get it in time. If you leave a dispute to escalate, it gets much more difficult. And not only that, it actually affects the workplace, it affects the colleagues around, and you will find that your productivity can plummet. So what should someone do, Jean-Marcel, when there is a dispute in the workplace?
Well, as early as possible, to be able to bring that to the attention of the manager, and even speak to the person directly. But to do that in an assertive way, not in an aggressive way, is always beneficial. When the manager is informed that there is an issue, it's the manager's skill level, again, whether they're able to intervene, or if they can't be unbiased, to be able to call us so that we can do that initial assessment with each party that's required and determine whether mediation is suitable, and then also whether the employees can work in the mediation process.
Traditionally, what's happened when a dispute has been brought to the HR department, for example, they will go straight to an investigation, and we found this isn't helpful much of the time. For an example, we did a mediation fairly recently where there was a manager who had accused his own manager of bullying him. Now, she had said that she hadn't, of course, and they had an investigation. They took them aside separately and asked them what had happened. They did their investigation. It was found that she hadn't been bullying him. Didn't make him feel any better, made him feel a lot worse. In fact, he was very angry and he was about to resign. So they brought us in to mediate, and what we did, we sat them down together, and it was the very first time they had actually been able to speak to each other about what had happened. They managed to get a really great understanding. They went back into the history. They had actually been at each other's throats for about 5 years, and nothing had been done prior. So what we did, we helped them unpack it to get right to the very middle, what had happened to begin that dispute. And he had walked past her office. His staff were in there having a meeting. He hadn't been invited. He was upset, felt sidelined. He felt that his position was diminished. She then said, well, quite often I have a meeting and my door's not closed, but my door is open and people can come past and people can come in if they wish to, and that is why your staff were there. And then he realised that she hadn't been dismissing his importance at all. And he understood that she hadn't been bullying him, that they had been, he had actually stirred up the pot from the very beginning. And he actually gave her an unreserved apology, and they were able to get back to work together. It was a really satisfying result because both these parties were able to work together again in the future, and with the dispute behind them, it was done.
They were both senior managers too.
They were. And so the organisation could have lost a really valuable employee because they didn't handle it properly, because they went straight to investigation instead of doing an assessment to find out what the best way to resolve it would be. Go to mediation early, resolve it, done.
I've heard of some HR departments that are sending employees in dispute to have a psychological or psychiatric appraisal, and that's just over the top, or even some of the investigations that they're carrying out. It's just gone too too far into the punitive stage. And so mediation also gives people an opportunity to take more responsibility and be involved in the resolution. After all, it is their dispute.